Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We are looking at Tilray once again. I'm very fascinated by the move that I see, and I'm kind of impressed because this is starting to make me believe that this is a sustained move in the weed sector. We can see right now we broke $3 back in August. We hit it again at the very beginning of September, and it looks like we've broken all the way through. This is a 9-month chart here. It does not look like, are we at the highest price that we've seen so far? We are getting very close. We were at 331. We saw a high of 335 back in February, a high of 329 back in January. We are seeing some really good moves here. We are up on the 1 year, 3.7%. On the 6 month, we are up 33%. On the 3 month, we're up 100%. These are some incredible moves that we're seeing out of the weed sector right now, especially specifically Tilray. Now, I do want to go and look at the raw data. Obviously, down here we have a 9-month chart of Tilray. Things have been very interesting. We've essentially seen what has been the beginning of desperation, the beginning of despair, the bloodbath, which is when it's under a dollar 50. You're seeing it completely have a resurgence ever since then. It's like watching, you ever see that chart where they're pointing out how like euphorias and depressions and hysterias and all that kind of stuff, it just kind of plays in a cyclical. That's what you've essentially seen so far in Tilray. You've seen the highs, you've seen the lows, and now we essentially have gotten nowhere in the past year. But it looks like things have really changed because even if I look just backwards here on the rolling return, we're positive on the 6 month, positive on the 3 month, positive on the 1 month, 15-day, 5 month, and the 1 day rolling return. We got a price to rise ever since August 24th. We have volatility falling, which if you watch my videos, you know that I believe that when volatility is falling, that is when trend actually exposes itself because assets love to do what they love to do on low volatility. So if it is rising on low volatility, that is a very bullish sign to me. We can see that volatility has been falling here. We can see that the volume is increasing as the price is rising. The price is at $3.31, which it doesn't seem like a really high price if you generally follow the stock market, but you can see that with it having red lettering and a white background, that means it's 3 standard deviations above its 23-day average. That is incredible from just a mathematics standpoint of probabilities to see something go 3 standard deviations away from its mean. I don't know, like 4 out of like 7 days. I mean, does that not speak to you that there's something that is dramatically changed inside of a market? At least it does to me. When I look at 89 million shares traded, 76 million shares traded, 89 million shares traded, we're seeing a real big breakout in the way that the volume is being traded recently. We can see that we have go long signals in the short term, intermediate term, and longer term. On the short term, intermediate term, and longer term, we're fully bullish. We're fully torqued. I mean, we've been bullish, and I say like if you watch my previous videos, I only count it when if you flip here. So like this has been bearish clearly. It needs 2 bullish in a row for me to be convinced. So let's even say that we took it here at the third one. We would have bought at 169, which was a really good signal. I mean, you had go long signals. There was no other time. This thing has never been bullish in the longer term since then. You can essentially say that what you can see is the moves that we've seen have been not only like legitimate and sustained, they've been here for a while. And that's the interesting thing about when you get pulled in to look at a stock today. You always want to look at where it's come from and what it's done. And I can tell myself just looking at this that this setup, this new rising bull, well, it may be getting a little extended. This is a real thing to be paying attention to for the long term. I mean, if we look at the trading signals here, this thing gave a buy signal at 309. I know you don't know what any of this means, but it means something to me. And you can expect that green means good, red means bad, or long and short, whatever you think. We're looking at, we have 5 of the bull key 3 here on the exact same day that we give the buy signal at 309. We've got these big bulls, we've got these small bulls. I do love a good small bull, as well as I do love seeing a nice falling peak or a rising valley. But I do expect that right now, because of the moves that we're seeing here, we're above 60% on the 2-day average of the bullishness, that we will see probably at least a moderation. I mean, somewhat. The problem is it's difficult to say you can expect a moderation when you look at the chart. The chart has been through so much despair. The people of Tilray, the market, the community, everyone. There's been nothing but pain ever since this one candle here. I think the worst day in the past 2 years has probably been February 12th, 2021. When the thing hit $67. Is never every single day since then has been a sad day. Do you feel like a clown? I'm sure you do. If you own the share and you still are long the shares from $67, I pray for all of you. Only because I know the pain emotionally of losing, being down that much money. But I just, wow, you got to learn to cut your losses sometimes. But this might actually be the beginning of a new moon, a new rising sun, a new phoenix from the ashes. We're looking at Tilray. What we can see is essentially the daily indicator is setting up. I mean, it's actually really high. It's like 60%, but the green is back up above the 15-day moving average. I am impressed. I can't believe it. I mean, you don't expect these kinds of moves, but when you see a penny stock and you see something that is such strong moment, I mean, look at this. This is the weekly. We're talking about through the weekly. This thing is at 61.5% on the weekly for the bullishness. I mean, obviously we know the day that we should be talking about. Obviously back in February 2021, we hit 83% bullishness. Again, never a Saturday in Tilray history. Never a Saturday than that one day right there. But now if we start to look at where the volume is coming back. We can see even on the weekly, the volume is coming back on the weekly. The volume is showing up on the daily. The actual trend, again, it is just a weird trend. It fell flat for a while there. Now it's completely just like, it's essentially plateaued. It's negative, so that's kind of positive. I don't even know what to think about that volatility, to be honest with you. All I can say is that the price is going up. I can see at the top of the range, we are at the very top of the range. The top of the range, I don't even, it's got to be pretty much the same thing. So yeah, 328, we're at 331. So we're above the range right now. And you can see that what's happened before, that's to generally be kind of faded, at least in Tilray. But these are impressive. These are incredible moves. They're very aggressive. I truly believe in them, and I'm kind of liking what I see. Overall, I think that the weed market must have something really positive coming up because Tilray is reflecting it. I don't know what its catalyst is, but I can tell you that I like the stock, and I might want to get a little piece if it comes back into a decent range. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We give you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday. Stocks between $5 and $20. Stocks breaking out to one-year highs. Stocks breaking out to all-time highs. It is a great reading list to start your Sunday off. I'll talk to you soon.